I go out into all the schools around the county. I was employed about 18 months ago to build up the connection that Software Cornwall has with all the schools, starting from scratch, building our way up into what we can actually do for the schools. So it started off, before I joined the company, because of this report. From the Careers Enterprise Company up in London, created this report about understanding career cold spots. The whole point is, where is it that employers and companies are engaging with schools? So there's children are getting an idea about work experience around the country. There are certain areas they were thinking were doing really well, areas where they were thinking it wasn't happening so well. So this is the cold spot indicator they put up for the country. There's a simple graphic. As you can see, it shows Cornwall as quite a dark spot down the bottom, quite a cold area. It's not actually the coldest spot is just here, the Black Country, but we weren't very good. The actual engagement between companies and schools was very low. That's generally, it's nothing to do with us particular in terms of software. Any kind of companies going to schools, it was very poor. So Software Cornwall at the time decided that they have to do something about that. The Careers Enterprise Company that did this report had some funding, and Software Cornwall put this bid together, and they got funding for my role to do this, to engage with the schools and go out and do various things in all the schools. So since beginning of the school year, September 2017, and until September of last year, I have been funded by the Careers Enterprise Companies to do these kind of things. I've been going around doing careers assemblies, which are basically talking to a large cohort of students, usually a year or two, a tutor group, 200 to 400 students at a time in a school, attending all the careers fairs, which basically means loads of employers in a school hall, going along, talking to the children as they're milling around with their parents, if it's an evening one, or just the students if it's a daytime one, trying to engage them in what we're doing, get them the idea that software is an industry in Cornwall. This is the whole point. We want them to know we are here, we are doing all this wonderful stuff, and to get them to realise it. Just this week I was talking to students. I did 6 sessions in a row in a classroom in terms of a career carousel, which is where groups of students go from room to room to room. They have short, sharp visits. Employers are all in different rooms and they keep working round and round and round, a bit like speed networking, speed dating, exactly the same kind of thing, except they're with us. And I was amazed at how few of them had even heard of Goonhilly. Some of them were aware of Newquay Airport, but Goonhilly didn't know about it. If they didn't know about Goonhilly, which has been there for so long, and it's so visible, how are they going to see and know about our software going on when we're not really visible? I do workshops, go in, teachers have an idea, can you come in and do something for our science club? And I'll look at the equipment we've got, dream up some kind of thing for them to build in about 45 minutes or an hour and go into the schools and deliver it for them. We do tech jams once a month. All the students and anyone really, not just students, primary school students, secondary school students, which is our main aim, and as well as adults, come along and just try our kit. Just have a go at coding and learn what it's about. Parents can ask us questions about what you can buy, what they can do, and how to take it further. And then there's the big Mission to Mars work experience we run alongside Tony and with you as well. We have about 30 students coming together to program our Mission to Mars rovers. So all this has been going on, fully funded, from 2017 to September 2018. Since then, Cornwall College, who we worked through, have been funding me. And the Careers Enterprise Company have had a new funding program, which has just started, and I have now some funding to carry on. To give you an idea of what I have achieved though, so and this is in the first kind of 18 months, we have had 72 school assemblies delivered. So these are the big ones. So 72 times I've been into schools and delivered assemblies to schools. Some schools have had me in every single day of the week to do the whole year all the way through, and it's been fantastic, especially the ones where they've had the careers fair a day or two afterwards, because then the students know who I am and they literally have been dragging their parents over to our stall to have a chat with us. So getting that engagement and that result is really rewarding. We've done 45 careers fairs. So I've done 45 of those around the county. Just take a table like that, one of our rovers, a computer or something like that, big screen, loads of companies in a room, and people will just mill around and come and see us. I get the kids sometimes coding up one of the rovers. I've set it up with a radio control. They can program the radio control if they wish to in about 15 minutes. And it's really cool. They get to have a go with it and drive the rover around the room. It's always good to have something to engage with the students. Toby Parkins from Head Forwards actually brought his Tesla along this week for one of our careers fairs, and with Nathan and Kaylee over there, we were hacking into his Tesla, and the kids were tweeting and pressing the code. The boot was opening, the lights were flashing, the horn was hooting. I usually get outclassed by the fire brigade who turn up with a fire engine. Not this week. Monthly tech jams, as I said, this is kind of a setup. This is at Bodmin, Tremough, the library area. We'll be at Camborne College in Poole this weekend doing the similar sort of thing. We get all our Raspberry Pi Pi-tops out with all our equipment, some of the rovers, just engaging with the students, getting them to do something, showing them what it's like. We've had over 300 Tech Jam participants in the last 18 months. Tech Jams have been going much longer than this 18 months, and it's actually what got me into Software Cornwall. The Mission to Mars work experience, over 200 students have come along to Mission to Mars since it started. They come along and program these rovers to become fully autonomous. You just switch them on and they have to do the commands. If you ask any of those students what is the hardest thing to do, they always say number 6, the straight line. Story number 6. You said it's really difficult. They love it though. They love it. The pressure they put themselves through, but their engagement is just amazing. Last year in the summer, Tony and I were just waiting for them to start the day. We're just waiting, we hadn't done the register or anything, and they'd all come in on the 3rd morning and were sitting down, turn all the computers on and started work. And we hadn't said a thing to them apart from hi. That's the kind of work ethic we were getting this year. It was just amazing to see. So that's roughly the amount of students I've engaged with in the last 18 months. That's actually a conservative number. It is actually quite a bit higher than that. These are the counted ones that counted for the funding. There are numbers of engagements I used to do that I was not funded for, and the Careers Enterprise Company wouldn't pay us for it, but we still engage with them. There are certain rules and things like that. So that's actually a lower number. It's more than that. So that's in the last 18 months, and I want to carry on doing that. And we've won awards doing this. Careers Enterprise Company awarded us as the best provider of careers in schools for the West and South West. There's only 3 areas: West, South West, South and North. So we were within the top 18 of 200 providers in the country to do this. So it's quite an award, prestige thing to get, and we're very pleased about that as well. And we're the most inspirational educational digital media project at the Cornwall Live Edge Awards. So what we're doing has been recognised. You know, people are saying we are good, which is great. These are just a couple of feedbacks I had. First one was from Mounts Bay School, from the careers advisor there. They're one of my best schools. Whenever they want me to do something, or they have an idea or something, they just, drop me an email, say, can you do this? Can you do this? Can you do this? It's fantastic. When a school engages, it's brilliant. The second one was from David Pollard from Cornwall Council and the Careers and Arts Silly LEP. And he said this to me just a few weeks ago, and it was just like, that is amazing. This is what these people think about what we're doing, and they think other people should be doing this kind of stuff. So, I did mention I was funded, but not fully anymore. The Careers Enterprise Company have had a reduced budget, and that has obviously impacted on what they can fund around the country now. Also, they are not funding all of the things that we do. They're funding me to go out to do the school assemblies, career carousels, and careers fairs. They're not funding me to attend Mission to Mars or run tech jams or anything else we get asked to do. Teachers come up with ideas. We've had this idea, can you come in and do something? Can you talk to this? We're doing a STEM fair, can you come in? It doesn't quite count the criteria of what I'm funded for, and it limits what I can do. And it could limit me to the fact that by the end of the year, we may not be able to fund this. We may not be able to carry this on. So we are starting a crowdfund to raise a bit more money to fill the gap up. It is now live as of this morning. So this is the launch. You can now go onto that link. We have tried it just a few minutes ago. It now works. I was a bit worried about this because when I got here at 9:30 this morning, it wasn't working, but now it does. We are live. We have already done it. So we want you to pledge. We want you to pass on the fact that we're doing this to all your contacts, all your friends, all your business contacts. Tell them about what we're doing. What we're doing is amazing. The students love it. When the students come in and they recognise us from the time before. Oh, you were doing this last time, or they bring a friend along. Yeah, they had this rover here. Can you show them what to do it and all this kind of stuff? It's amazing. The kids love it, and we want them to know that you guys doing this awesome stuff in Cornwall is here. This is the whole point. If they don't know you guys are doing this, they won't consider it as a career option. This is the whole point. We have to show them that you're here. This is what we are doing for you, to all the students in all the schools. I've engaged with, 14,000 nearly. I've got about another 20,000 to do, hopefully, in the next year, which means everyone in school this year, I hope, will have heard us at least once. Some schools haven't engaged with me completely. That's what I need to carry on. Getting more into schools like that. The word is getting around that what we're doing is good. They're realising who we are. And it's much easier for me now to make a contact with a school. I'm getting some really good contacts and some really good feedback, as you've seen. So, for me to continue on this, I need a bit more money. This is what the crowdfunder is about. This is all about my crowdfunder to support us. If you can support us, if we can raise this money, we know we can carry on doing this awesome stuff as well. We've got loads of new things in the pipeline as well, ways in which I, representing the companies, can do my job better. I've finally found someone who's actually engaging with employers and what we should do better into the schools. Careers Enterprise Company is very much into the schools, what they should be doing to get employers in. Well, we've already got that bit. We need to have to improve the next bit. I'm also working on some art into technology as well, events, and hopefully we'll be developing that as well. I'm into pretty much every single secondary school in Cornwall. I have a contact and have visited every single secondary school. We now want to move into primaries as well, which is not funded. Hopefully we can gain some funding to do that and move into primary schools as well. And there's about 230 primary schools in Cornwall. And just so you know, to give you an idea what it's like, there are 32 schools in Cornwall. It's 850 square miles I cover over the year. It's quite a lot of coverage. If we were living in London, the M25 is only 825 square miles, and that's got 1,009 secondary schools. It's much easier to cover 30 secondary schools inside the M25 that is around Cornwall. It takes quite a bit of effort to get around. Like today, I'm leaving here just after lunch and I'll be off up to Weybridge. And tomorrow I'm in Launceston. This year I've already done Tor Point, which is my furthest school, believe it or not, and Cape Cornwall, and we've been to the Isles of Scilly. We're covering everywhere. And the more people we realise, that you guys are doing this, the better. And if you've got some really good stuff, good tech stuff you're doing, tell me about it, because I can just spread the word. I love what you do. So thank you very much for listening. That's me, so please support me. Thank you.